And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another video game review. That's right, I haven't done one of these in a while. I haven't recorded one in a while. Still pretty consistent uploading, but I just haven't gotten around to it, guys. But you won't notice the changes at all. But today, we're doing another Lego game, this one is widely considered one of, if not the best Lego game ever made, and one of the best video games ever made by some people, but some people will claim, and that's none other than Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga, released on Wii, among all other systems. I actually played this on Steam, so for a reference, with a PS4 controller. This game was released back in 2007. So it's one of the older Lego games for sure. It was one of the fourth in the Lego Star Wars, because it goes over the first three games or three movies, or I guess the first two with some extra content added on to it. But yeah, like I said, widely considered one of, if not the best Lego game ever made, and one of, if not the best video games ever made. And I have played a lot of Lego games, and a lot of Lego Star Wars games too. So, and mostly just a lot of Lego games. So where does this one fit in? Well, let's hear my verdict a little bit later on in the episode. So, first off, so I got some thoughts though. So let's jump right into it. There's some cool things that I'd never seen in a Lego game before that were prevalent in this game. The defense thing that we can do with the lightsabers, I think that's a really cool way to utilize characters that don't have guns but can also act like they're kind of shooting themselves. And so that way, it is a little pretty hard to aim though, which I didn't like. It's really finicky how to aim it. And you can also kind of defend yourself in melee combat too. That kind of same methodology, which I think is really, really awesome. Definitely improves the combat for sure. You use the Force a lot in this game. It definitely helps to build stuff, but also do certain puzzles, and do all sorts of things to progress in the game, both in free play mode and regular game mode. It's a little jank. You really just gotta this is not always just for Lego games, this Lego game specifically, but Lego games in general. How if you get hit, your build thing stops, and this happens with the Force all the time, because there's just a multitude of enemies, and it's not just in this game, but it's just unlimited enemies just spawning at you, and then it's just a lot. You gotta be pretty, and even when you do it right, it sometimes just randomly stops, even if you move your finger even just a little bit. I don't know, that's just a problem with the game or my controller, or something I didn't realize, like an input failure. I don't know, but it's definitely a little weird to experience. Sorry for the creaky chair, by the way, too. But yeah, it's just definitely a little jank to use. This is kind of a small thing, but a big thing for me, that I like that the game just saves for you when you beat a level. You don't have to worry about it. That's just a nice little convenience thing, for people who just may forget to save after a long play. Well, your progress is good. You're good to go. I would like if you could save mid-level. I know that's probably something they weren't really thinking of when they made the game. They probably would think about it now if they made the game, but not back then. It's not a big deal, but it's just a little something, The power-up orbs are cool too. I'd never seen those before. They really don't do much, except you get extra studs, which are cool. Though, again, this game is not as, death happy as in, Lego Star Wars 3: The Clone Wars, that I just recently reviewed too. But it definitely is, you definitely die a lot. And it's really hard to keep the amount of studs you collect. It definitely requires multiple playthroughs to do so you gotta be ready for that. But I do think that the orbs are cool though. I mean, they don't. I wish they did more. I also wish they were a little bit more, maybe they were. Maybe this was more of a Lego Star Wars exclusive thing, and that's probably why I haven't seen it in any other games. Because I don't play that many Lego Star Wars games. I think I played 3 now. I think 3. So there you go. But I think this was cool. I liked it. I do like the hub world. It's a better connection between all the levels. I just recently had played Lego Star Wars 3: The Clone Wars before playing this one, so I'm kind of comparing it to that. Even though 3 came out before this one, which is weird because this one has a better hub world than the other one, and there's stuff to do that's just not like going from in the hub world. It's just not going from level to level, which I think that's really cool. It's just a nice way to keep them tracked together. You can see which levels get done and which ones you need to do, and stuff. And you got all those sections divided off. It's a smaller touch in the grand scheme of things, but I like it. Overall, I just really think there's a lot of good mixes of puzzles and combat, and just being able to go wherever you want and just smash the shit out of stuff. That's always a lot of fun. There's just so much to do. So much to do in this game. I was just having a lot of fun just running around. There's a lot of levels in this game. 36 main levels, plus there are bonus levels that you do after the game, or you can unlock with the red bricks, and stuff like that, with like the ships and stuff. But it is quite a large Lego game, especially for how old this one is. But nothing really ever felt super out of place. Nothing really felt unnecessary. It didn't feel the game like they were cutting out anything important. It didn't feel like they were adding in anything that was very unnecessary either, just maybe for extra money or microtransactions or anything. Before that was a big thing, but which is good. I think it just feels like a right length for the game, and you don't get that very often. You get them more so with Lego games. Lego games are better with that in general, but just games in general, it doesn't feel like most of them are like a great length, or I guess pacing's another good word. This game is pretty well paced. I never felt myself getting too bored with the game. Longer playthroughs are definitely not recommended if you're like me and you get burnt out pretty quickly. That can be annoying, but sometimes you get through it. It's just, that's more of a me problem than be a you problem or the game's problem. So not too big of a deal though, for sure. But the only gripes that I really had about the game is that it does still feel like an older style Lego game. Very little tutorial is just annoying as hell. I just had a lot of time, spent a lot of unnecessary time just getting lost because either I just didn't know what to do or the thing wasn't working correctly. Like there was one level later in the game where we're on Endor, and I was in like it's a section of like 5 different phases to a section, like a puzzle, and I was on the 5th phase, and I was trying to find how to build the machine that you need to break the thing that opens the gate so you can continue to the last part of the level. And I just couldn't find out where you could build it. So I had to end up looking up on the wiki, and the wiki says that there was like plants you needed to break and smash and to do stuff. And I'm looking for them. I'm looking around. I can't find anything. And I go all across the map. I go into a different phase back again, and I'm all the way around. And then it happens to be somewhere that it just ends up popping out of nowhere, and because the game couldn't load it, and that's just that's a little frustrating. It's not on the developers of the game. It's on its age, it's on Steam. Plays a factor in it. It's just annoying. And a few other times that the no tutorial is just annoying too, as well. But really, it felt very advanced for the time. I mean, there was just, you get the cool Lego humor, and the graphics look really good, especially for 2007. And it just plays really well, very well designed. It functions well for the most part. Like I said, there's a few things that are not my cup of tea with it, but overall, just a lot of good things about the game. Nothing really that I felt like it was a super major gripe about the game. I guess the biggest gripe, outside the fact that it just has that older Lego style game feel with the no tutorials and stuff, was the final battle of the game, the final level of the game. It's very underwhelming. You know, I felt like the battle with the Emperor was the perfect final battle. It's a really good sequence of puzzles, and you get the cool cutscene, and like you end it off, and everything seems like it's going good for the good guys, and then you have this other random thing that you gotta do afterwards, with not as climactic of a finish, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, it's still pretty good, but it just doesn't fit well as like the final level of the game. I think it would have worked better if they maybe made the fight with the Emperor a little shorter and then included that part at the end of that level to make it all come together as one level. I think it would have ended better there, but that adds off the consistency because there were 6 levels per section, and so there's 6 sections, and then you only have 5 in the final one. That doesn't really work that well, so what are you gonna do? It's not a bad gripe, though. I think it works out just fine. So, anyway, that's my review of LEGO Star Wars: The Complete Saga. Now, do I think this is my favorite LEGO game that I've played? Or even the best LEGO game that I've played, or the best video game that I've played? No and no. However, this is a really good game. Really, really good game. And if you are a LEGO fan, or a Star Wars fan, or both, or just an overall general video game fan, I would highly recommend playing this game, because I think you'll really, really, really enjoy it. There's a lot of stuff to do in the post game as well. Lots of stuff to unlock. Lots of replay value, as you would expect in LEGO games. It's just overall a really, really, really good experience. This LEGO game, however, would probably fit 3rd in my rankings. 3rd or 4th. I'm going to put it 3rd, actually, behind LEGO City Undercover and LEGO Jurassic World 1. Because I'm nothing super specific about the gripes about the game. Just that I'm not a big older LEGO game guy. It does not sit. There's just it's just, the lack of the tutorial and just a couple other small gripes bring it down a little bit in that regard, but it's not the game's fault. And also, I just like the other 2 better. But, this is still a really, really good game. And I would highly recommend playing it. So my final score for LEGO Star Wars: The Complete Saga, I'm going to have to easily give this one a 9 out of 10. A really fun experience. Lots of good time to use for the game. A lot of content to see and a lot of content to do. So it's definitely really, really good. So that's going to do it for this game review. If you've ever played LEGO Star Wars: The Complete Saga, I'd love to know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. And that's going to do it for this video. So stay tuned for much more amazing content, including more game reviews and other awesome stuff. Until next time, see you guys later. Goodbye.